State University, where we are set for a TSSAA Class AAA quarterfinal state tournament matchup as the Upperman Lady Bees take on the Greeneville Lady Devils. I'm Noah McKay on the call here on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network. Though to be joined by my friend Jacob Vinson, the lovely Madison McKay, producing things for us once again here as we sit about 10 minutes away from tip-off. Tonight's broadcast is presented by Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. We appreciate Sonja so very much. You'll hear a lot more from her throughout the broadcast as we gear up here for the pregame show. The Crouch team with Highlands Lake Real Estate pregame show. Jacob, business as usual. Upperman in the state tournament once again, the 7th time in the last 9 seasons for the Lady Bees. They have 3 state championships, a runner-up in that time frame as well, and of course the COVID year where they were in the Final Four and were a pretty big favorite in their semifinal round matchup to get back to the title game. But they have a Greeneville Lady Devils team against them who also is becoming familiar with the Glass House. 3 straight trips for the Lady Devils. A lot of interesting storylines to get to in this one, but the moment doesn't feel too big right now for Upperman. And once again, in a high school sport, in the 4A classification, we have Upperman and Greeneville doing it again. They did it in baseball in the state championship game a couple of years ago in the boys basketball state tournament. Of course, in the football semifinals, the teams have about split in those matchups. One school hasn't dominated the other, and once again, we got 2 good teams going at it between 2 of the best programs in this classification.
Well, and if you'll remember from a year ago as well, this was the game that Livingston Academy played against this Greeneville team, and we're down by 17 points in that ball game. We're able to come back and win it by 3, 63-60, and Greeneville has struggled here in the quarterfinals. 6 losses in a row. They have gone to state in the quarterfinals, have not won one since 2006. They have made state 3 times in a row. And something you mentioned before the broadcast, we saw Dyersburg beat Jackson Southside right before this one in a game that lasted forever and a lot going on in that ball game. But Dyersburg celebrated like they won the state title after that win. And you said it too, Upperman doesn't cut down nets for even sub-state. They expect to win those games. They expect to be here in the state tournament. That is the expectation when you're in the program, especially with the Lady Bees and for the Bees as well, which we'll see them next week. And for Upperman, it's business as usual. They expect to win this game. They expect to move on to the semifinals. It's going to come against a good Greeneville team today. And, of course, for Greeneville, they've got a good ball club. They've played a good schedule this year. Not as many wins as a year ago, but they are battle-tested.
And very easily this year for this Lady Bees team could have been the letdown year, Jacob. You know, they came in after, and we have a piece up right now on UpperCumberlandReporter.com if you want to read in the next 7 minutes and 50 seconds before tip-off. You know, in the last 3 years, they've lost 2 Miss Basketballs, another Miss Basketball finalist, 3 players who are playing at the next level. They, of course, won a state championship back in 2021, made it here, losing to the eventual state champion Jackson Southside Lady Hawks in a good game in the first round. This one appeared to be the rebuilding year, and in some ways, Coach McWilliams said it has been a rebuilding year for the Lady Bees, and yet they're still right here, and they're playing maybe the best basketball of anybody in this tournament, especially with Heritage going down earlier today. It was a rough district tournament, but once they got into the region, they have looked like the Uppermen of old, rolling past some really good teams. They beat up on Tullahoma, they destroyed Lawrence County, avenged their losses against White County, and were in no danger in their sub-state game against a good Signal Mountain team. They're playing as well as anybody in the tournament. So maybe it was a rebuilding year for Upperman, but now that they're here, they have one goal, and it's to win another gold ball.
Yeah, you looked at this tournament getting started, and there were no world beaters per se. Last year, Jackson Southside, they were the team to beat, and that was all year long. They were undefeated and were able to make it to the championship game and win that championship game. And even throughout this season, that team was White County. They fell to Heritage in the sub-state. Heritage comes here and loses in the quarterfinals. It is wide open for anybody to go take the championship in 3A this year, and why not the Upperman Lady Bees? They have the expectation of getting back there every single year, and he said it too. May not look like the strongest Upperman Lady Bees team. When you look at the team this year, they're right back here. It doesn't matter. Dan McWilliams has such a good program. She has such a good coach. And she said it kind of after that district tournament. You were talking to her in practice saying, they had something not right with the zone defense. And obviously it's a very good zone defense. They worked on it in practice, and man, did they figure it out. They beat Tullahoma. They really beat Lawrence County, and then they beat White County in the region championship. They took care of Signal Mountain. They have not had really challenging games outside of that White County game in the region championship. They've been cruising through all the way here to the state tournament and absolutely playing their best basketball of the season.
And how good has this zone defense been for Upperman over the last couple of weeks? That Lawrence County game. Lawrence County goes up 5-2 midway through the first quarter. They do not score again until there are 4 minutes and 30 seconds left in the third quarter of the game. Just put them in a straitjacket. They did the same thing to Signal Mountain, allowing only 22 points to that Lady Eagles team in the Hive back on Saturday night. But in their way, a very good Greeneville Lady Devils team under head coach Annette Watts with a record of 20-14. Not the best record you're going to see in the tournament, but they've been very good against Class 3A opponents. They're coming off an overtime dramatic win on their home court, 60-56 against Northview Academy in the sub-state game. They've won 4 games in a row as well. They're in their 9th appearance, but just 2-8 all-time in this state tournament. Upperman, on the other hand, their 12th appearance, and they are 18-7 all-time here at the Murphy Center.
Yeah, that's a big difference. They've only made it 3 more times than this Greeneville team, but they have a lot more wins than this Greeneville team here in the state tournament. Obviously, the 3 gold balls to go with it, and the path is absolutely there this year. You win, you move on to play a team that, well, you already played earlier this year in Cock County, coming up I misspoke. I beg your pardon.
It would be either Chester County or South
That's
Gibson.
Right.
South Gibson 20-15, Chester County 27-5. It hasn't played a great schedule, so the path very much there. There's no listen. Let's call a spade a spade. The top half, you didn't want to be in the top half of the bracket. We've already seen Heritage go home, Cock County beat them. We saw the reigning champs Jackson Southside just lose to Dyersburg in a game, which thank God we don't have that officiating crew in here tonight. That was crazy. But regardless, I digress. That top half of the bracket, Murderers Row.
Yeah.
The bottom half of the bracket has one major name sitting in it, and it is the Upperman Lady Bees.
Yeah, and they've earned that name. Obviously, they made it to the quarterfinals last year, played the eventual state champions in Jackson Southside. They win it the year before that, and you just said it. The last 2 state champions have now lost in the quarterfinals the following year, and so now it's open for everybody. And for the Upperman Lady Bees, it's going to start on that defensive side, taking on this Greeneville offense, who is scoring 60 points per game. The good thing for Upperman, while they have struggled offensively sometimes, this is not the strongest Greeneville defense. They allow 52 points per game. You're going to have opportunities, and especially with as many shooters that Upperman has, they can absolutely knock down some shots. Now, if you'll remember, the last time they played in a college gym, they did not shoot the basketball well. They went to the region tournament, shot it much better, but now you're back here in a college gym. They're used to playing in college gyms. They have that experience. We'll see if it's a little bit different this time around.
What's the difference for Upperman? Of course, the defense, that's the low-hanging fruit, the things that have been a lot better since that district tournament, and it's relative. They've won 28 games so far this season, lost just 6, 2 of which came to Sparta, and of course they defeated Sparta, those 2 other losses in the district tournament. Then they lost at Creekwood in overtime and against Cock County, who's in the semifinal on the top side of the bracket, and a tight one in Greeneville. But they've had a big 3 emerge, and it was kind of simmering under the surface, but now all 3 have hit their stride and are without question playing the best basketball, not only of the season, but of their high school careers. It starts with the senior point guard, Bella Mullins. She's been tremendous on defense all year long, really taking a step forward. And getting inside, using that penetration, and then dishing to the open shooters. Then you got the sharpshooter, Taylor Delenti. She's roared to life. Hit 2 big threes in the first quarter against White County. Hit 3 triples in a row against Signal Mountain. In a tie game at the end of 1, all of a sudden they were up 9 just 2 minutes later. And really the big key, their superstar has reemerged. Gracie Butler returning to the form we saw her at the end of her freshman year. Rough start to the season. Off the court things happen that are way more important than basketball. But now in the new year, into 2024, and especially into February and now March, she has regained superstar form, looking like one of the best players, if not in the Upper Cumberland, in the entire state.
And they've needed that. This Upperman Lady Bees team has absolutely needed that. They needed somebody to kind of step up and take the reins, because you said it, they've had Miss Basketball candidates, they've had Miss Basketball winners for the last 3-4 years in a row, and even then before that. But this year, it's essentially a completely new team. You throw Gracie Butler out there, Taylor Delente shooting the basketball well, Sadie South comes off the bench and shoots it really well, and Bella Mullins, the point guard. You said it too. For Dana McWilliams, I mean, you say point guard U for university. It's point guard HS here at the high school level with Dana McWilliams, and Bella Mullins is back up there now. She is in that point guard position, and you have seen her progression throughout this season. She has been really, really good handling the basketball, and when she is needed to score, she's been able to go get a couple of buckets as well.
When you look up in Baxter from where we broadcast from, and it's point guard, point guard, point guard, point guard, with 4 numbers retired up there. Of course, the latest being Brooklyn Crouch. Who that point guard was going to be was up for grabs this year. Gracie Hamilton will do it. Some Cora Bass, she's the point guard of the future after this season ends. But Bella Mullins has taken the reins. Coach McWilliams requires a lot out of her point guards. She certainly has risen to the occasion, particularly in this postseason. On the other hand, Hannah Shaw for the Greeneville Lady Devils. Very good player, one that Upperman has circled on And because of this Upperman defense, the question for Greeneville tonight, where will the offense come from outside of Anna Shaw? Because we've seen it, whether it be an Ellie Butler, whether it be a Carly Lowry for the quarter and a half she was able to play in Signal Mountain. When you've got one get-a-bucket girl, the girl from Lawrence County, they can neutralize that. Greeneville's going to need some secondary scoring tonight.
Well, they've got 4 players that average double figures, but Anna Shaw is the one that gets it going. She averages 10 points a game, 6 rebounds, 5 assists, and almost 4 steals per game. She will be handling the basketball. She will be guarding the best player, whoever they decide that to be, most likely Gracie Butler on the other side or Taylor Delente. And then you've got some other players outside of her. Kyla Job scores at 15 points per game, and Mariah Lyde at 10 points per game, and Abigail Adkins inside at 12 points per game. So you have options, but like you said, when you need somebody to go get a bucket, who is that going to be against this defense that obviously has figured out that zone?
It's time for the Swallows Insurance starting lineups as we gear up for tip-off here at the Glass House. First, for the Greeneville Lady Devils under head coach Annette Watts with a record of 20 victories and 14 losses. This is their 3rd straight appearance in the Murphy Center. Number 5, Jordan Swatzel. Number 20, Kyler Joe. Number 22, Anna Shaw. Number 23, Maria Lyde. And number 40, Abigail Adkins. And their opponent tonight, the Upperman Lady Bees under head coach Dana McWilliams with a record of 28 victories and 6 losses. This is their 7th appearance in the state tournament in the last 9 seasons, and they're hunting gold ball number 4. It's the Bellas, the Gracies, and Taylor. Number 4, Bella Mullins. Number 5, Bella Stiles. Number 11, Gracie Hamilton. Number 12, Taylor Delente. And number 22, Gracie Butler. Starters once again for the Lady Devils, Swatzel, Job, Shaw, Atkins, and Lyde. For the Lady Bees tonight, it's Mullins, Stiles, Hamilton, Delente, and Butler. I'm Noah McKay, joined by Jacob Vincent, the lovely Madison McKay producing things for us today. Audio only, but we're going to make sure you can visualize it as well as anything. We appreciate TSSAA for letting us be here tonight. That has not always been the case, and we certainly appreciate them allowing us to stream these games.
Hey, we'll be here next week, too.
We will be. Cookeville Cavalier basketball, Upperman B basketball, right back here on this floor a week from now. Let us know in the comment section where you are, where you're listening from, and who you're cheering for. We're live on the UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. It's already a big crowd tuning in. Don't click any links in the comment section. They should get banned pretty quickly, but none of them will take you to an actual stream. They will steal your credit card information. The Upperman Lady Bees are the road team on the scoreboard and in the gym with a bench on our left side here on Media Row. They're in the black jerseys, black shorts, white numbers on the front and the back with gold across the chest plate. The Greeneville Lady Devils in a cream-colored white jersey, same colored shorts and green outlines with a more patent white in the middle of those numbers with green trim down the side. They'll be lined up on our right here at Media Row. Upperman will work left to right on your screen in this first half. 4 8-minute quarters to decide a winner here in the 3A classification quarterfinal round. The winner of this game gets the winner of the next game. South Gibson and Chester County tomorrow night. It's the nightcap, 8:45 p.m. Central Time. We're sure glad to be with you from Murfreesboro. Tonight's broadcast presented by Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. Gracie Butler in the circle for Upperman. Kyler Job there for Greeneville as the lead official walks it in, throws it up, and Greeneville possesses the tip. Let's get it on in Murfreesboro. Lady Devils possessing here as they bring it across the timeline. Upperman, as they usually do, starts man-to-man before dropping into the 2-3 matchup zone. They kick out to the top of the key for Job. Job works it around left side, Swatzel. Now reverse pass back right side for Shaw. Anna Shaw, the leading scorer for this team, with the basketball here. Shaw bounces it over left wing side, looking back door, little push off. We play on now into the mid-range. Pivoting, Butler gets a hand on it. They reverse back out. Left wing 3 is up. That one's no good. Rebounded by the Campbellsville signee, Bella Stiles. And Upperman's defense, surprise, surprise, holds on the first possession. Here's Mullins quickly. Delente wide open for 3. Got it. A Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate 3 for Taylor Delente. Leaving her wide open is a death wish. Quickly ahead, here's the Lady Devils in the half court. Baseline drive, up and under with the lay-in. No, and a foul is going to be called here on Bella Mullins. This will be Kyler Job going to the line to shoot 2. Bella Mullins called for the first personal foul. And so the ref crew today, we have one official who was an official in the first game today for York.
Struggled.
And I didn't say nice things about him, and he's the one that called the foul on Bella Mullins. As the first free throw is no good for Job, and the ball still does not lie. 55 seconds into the ball game.
Yeah, good start for the Upperman Lady Bees. And I mentioned how didn't shoot it well at Tech the last time they played in a college arena. Well, a good start for Taylor Delente because she was the one who really struggled.
They couldn't buy a 3. 10 of 54 in the Upperman Center in that district tournament. Job goes 0 for 2. Rebound tip. Gracie Butler comes away. Delenti is wide open in the half court. Pass ahead to Delenti. She steps back instead of going inside. Now finds Butler. Butler in the low block. Spins it back out to Gracie Hamilton, who's lost the Batman mask over the last couple of games.
Looks a little different out there.
She does. Back to normal as Butler going to drive in, although it's pretty intimidating. Butler inside off the glass. Too strong. No. Rebound comes away. And the Lady Devils will bring it up. Gracie Butler is talking to me after their last game. And last year she was super nervous, but was ready to get back here as a deep three for Jordan Swatzel splashes through, and we're tied at 3. Feels a lot more comfortable now this year with that experience. Hamilton drives. It's blocked out of her hands, out of play. And they're going to award it to Greeneville as it actually stayed in the hand of Hamilton as she threw it out of bounds. So possession back to the Lady Devils. 6:26 to go in the first quarter.
Yeah, Lyde did a really good job meeting her up there, and then kind of as she brought it down, Hamilton's arm was still up there. They kind of pinned it. It could have been a jump ball. It was just quick enough that it still went out of bounds last off of Hamilton's hand.
And Upperman is into the 2-3 zone. It took 2 possessions. Now right side, it looks like a 2-3. It does not feel like a 2-3 when you're playing against it, as working is Job. She bounces it over left side for Swatzel. Swatzel now reverses floor right wing for Anna Shaw. Shaw into the low block. Power dribble, now reverse to an open shooter who triggers the 3 and got it. Tyler Job with the second 3 for Greeneville. They have their first lead of the game at 6-3, 2 minutes in. Greeneville showing a little full court pressure. Bella Stiles going to break it. The point forward, going coast to coast. Stiles into the low block. Turnaround shot, good. Nice take for Bella Stiles as she goes 94 feet for the bucket.
Yeah, really nice job by Stiles, and she's going to have to be big in this game.
Now on the other end, quickly, Greeneville with a mid-range jumper. No rebound, ricochets. Bella Mullins comes away. Here comes Upperman with a ton of speed. Upperman, coast to coast. Bella Mullins poked from her, and there's a turnover. Possession back to the Lady Devils, who would love for this to be a track meet tonight. Driving inside, shot up, and good off the glass. And a Shaw for 2, and that prompts a 30-second timeout by Dana McWilliams. Upperman trying to go fast on offense. That's not their game as they trail by 3 with 5:19 to go into first.
And Dana McWilliams kind of has that patented side-eye stare as they come to the sideline because, like you said, this is not what they want to get into. They are fast. They don't want to get into a track meet. Greeneville is very fast. They've got size. Obviously, they can shoot it from outside and they can finish inside. They've had a very good start to this ballgame. This is what they want to do. They want to get up and out and run, and that's why they give up 52 points per game, because they're going to give transition buckets on the other side. For the Lady Bees, they have to start controlling the pace of this ballgame.
8-5 our score. Bella Stiles with a 2. Taylor Delenti with a 3 for Upperman. 5:19 to go in the first quarter. Out of the timeout, Coach McWilliams, it's pretty often that she'll call a timeout midway through the first quarter of games. They don't always start very fast. They're a third quarter basketball team. They've been that way for decades. This is year number 30 for Coach McWilliams at her alma mater. Inbounds goes to Mullins. Thought it would be the first step towards a collegiate coaching career. Instead, it's a career and it's a family business there in Baxter. Tyler McWilliams, her lead assistant, sitting on the bench right to her left. Right side, Bella Mullins in the half court here for the Lady Bees, and they have slowed it down. Bella Stiles now gives back to Gracie Butler. Butler drives inside and kicks to a wide open Taylor Delenti, and Taz rattles it home. A Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate 3, the second of the game for Taylor Delenti, and we're tied up at 8.
And now a little bit of pressure coming out of that made shot, and a nice job by the Lady Bees. They're going to leave Delenti open. She's going to keep on shooting the basketball, and she's most likely going to keep knocking it down.
Right side pass here for Lyde. Maria Lyde going to drive inside, now picks up, kicks into the corner. Back into the mid-range, there's Abigail Atkins, the post for Greeneville. Turnaround shot, no Stiles with her second rebound early on. Here's Bella Mullins now pushing it with some tempo ahead. Sends ahead to Gracie Hamilton. There's the senior guard pair to go along with the sophomores of Delenti and Butler. Stiles also as a senior, so a mix here for Upperman. But they're primed to be good for a long time with Butler and Delenti, and then as Butler going to trigger the 3 off the dribble. No good. Missed it wide left. The rebound can't be saved in, though. So it's a break for the Lady Bees as they'll get it back. They have Cora Bass off the bench, a junior. Of course, Sadie South, just a freshman. Ava Mae Allen, a junior. And then there's a couple of crouches looming at Upperman Middle School right now. The cavalry coming. 4:07 to go in the first quarter. We're tied up at 8 as we hit the midway point of the frame.
I feel like you can say that almost every year for Upperman.
You are correct. And the reason they've been here 7 out of the last 9 seasons, it is a dynasty in Baxter. Mullins drives baseline, now floats back out. Sends over to Taylor Delenti. She's feeling it from three-point land. Reverses right side for Butler, who checks back towards Coach McWilliams for the new play. Butler checks back. Already a huge crowd listening online. We welcome you in tonight from the Murphy Center as Mullins drives. It's poked away from her. Never mind, she just lost it. So possession back to Greeneville. Empty possession for the Lady Bees. About a 45-second possession. They go into this full-court diamond press that's given teams fits. Greeneville ready for it this time. The pass, though, over the head of the intended target, lied out of play, and it'll go back to the Lady Bees.
Well, that's where it helps, too, because even if you get on the back end of it, it's still tough to get a pass inside. It looked like you were going to have an easy open layup. The defense is fast. They're able to get back there. Good deflection. Goes off of Greeneville last, and you get the basketball back.
Full-court press here for the Lady Devils. They get it in for Butler, and Gracie Butler shows off the speed ahead. Finds Stiles cutting inside. Good for two. Butler to Stiles, and the Lady Bees go back in front.
Well, like I said, Greeneville is going to give you opportunities. You have to take those opportunities, and Upperman shooting the basketball well to start this one, 57% from the field.
Here they come into the half court, crossing the timeline. Hamilton gives a little swipe, but Anna Shaw possesses. Appreciate Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate for making it possible for us to be here tonight. We'll hear more from her as the three ball up. That one's no good, too strong. Another good box out for Bella Stiles, and Upperman comes away with the board. Delenti, apologies that I got turned down. The knob got turned. Butler drives inside. Foul is called. It's a block. Gracie Butler going to go to the line to shoot two at the Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. That should be a little better. I think it just happened, hopefully. Butler to the stripe. So Gracie Butler lines up at the stripe. First one is up, and it is good. This is the Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line. And Upperman's lead is now up to 3, and that timeout appears to have worked for Coach McWilliams as they went into it, now rattled off 6 straight.
Well, now the tough thing for Greeneville is Sadie South is coming into the ball game. You already let Delenti get loose for a couple of threes, and now Sadie South, who is just as good of a three-point shooter, comes in. You can't let her get loose, otherwise you might go down by a little bit more.
Taylor Delenti shooting 40% from three-point land this season. That is very, very good. 11-8. They work it over left side. Now back against this 2-3 zone on the right wing. Goes for Anna Shaw. Shaw gives back for Job. Job kicks back now to Anna Shaw. Shaw back left side, Job. Job off a screen, bounces to Shaw. Trying to solve this zone. They kick it in the corner. Quick three. That one's no good. Butler with a great box out. Here comes Upperman in transition. South is running the floor. Sadie South in transition. We're 2. No. Rebound down. South able to save it into Delenti. Good play by the freshman. Missed the layup, but stayed with it. Butler drives and kicks to South. Now fires Delenti. Left side Mullins. Bella Mullins from downtown. That one's no good. And this time, Lady Devils come away with a rebound. Here they come ahead quickly in transition. Baseline drive, shot up. No. Disrupted by Stiles. Delenti with the board. Now Mullins sends it ahead to South, who ran the floor again. This time with more time. Sadie South puts it through the twine. And it's timeout time for Coach Watts. An 8-0 Lady Bees run out of that timeout. I'm going to make a statement here that I think is inarguable. The best clipboard coach in this state. Dana McWilliams shows it off again as the Lady Bees lead is 5.
Yeah, an 8-0 run out of that timeout, and now up by 5 points, and a timeout taken by Greeneville, and they've all pretty much been in the transition. They've knocked down a couple of shots in the half court, but they haven't really needed to. They're getting misses on the other end, and Greenville's just not getting back. They're running out in front. Sadie South a couple of times there, and Gracie Butler, every time she rebounds, she is sprinting to the other side.
And that's an area Sadie South has worked too, as her game continues to evolve away from just being the shooter that she is. And she's a great shooter. She's improved a lot on the defensive end, but a spot where she can work are those leak outs, as she's the top side defender in that zone. You've seen it early. Missed one, got an offensive rebound that time. She leaks out and gets the easy 2. 1:42 to go in the first quarter. The Lady Bees lead 13-8 here at the Glass House. And it's been a long time, a 3 minutes, 39 second scoring drought for Greeneville. Out of the timeout, they push it ahead. Lied. Trapped a little bit, able to reverse back outside for Kyler Job. Now to the edge of that MT logo for the point guard, Anna Shaw. Job back to Shaw. Eyes up the whole way. They work away from the ball into the corner, triggering the deep 3. That one's way too strong an air ball, and Butler with a tremendous box out. It'll go the other way to Upperman as it goes out of play. 1:13 to go in the first.
Yeah, and Butler's actually got a pretty tough matchup inside. She's actually having to box out the post player and Adkins inside, who has a good amount of size inside. But Butler, like you said, has had a couple of really good box out on the last 2 possessions. Gets another one there. The ball actually bounced a couple of times, and Adkins tried to throw it off of her. Is able to get out of the way.
She's become that post side defender. Backdoor cut to Mullins off the feed. She sends it across looking for Stiles. There's a scrum for it. And now a hold as Bella Stiles going to pick up the personal foul. she's become the post defender because of her tenacity in there. She did a great job against the big from Signal Mountain, who was huge, Ashlyn Rock, and really neutralized her in a just 22-point performance in that game for Signal Mountain. 58 seconds to go in the first. It's 13-8 in favor of the Lady Bees, but after the first foul called against Bella Stiles, an opportunity for the Lady Devils to build momentum into the second quarter.
Ella Harrell into the game for the first time, getting a little bit of a rest for Bella Stiles.
Shaw brings it across the timeline here. 45 seconds to go in the frame. Shaw bounces over left side. There's Lyde back to Shaw on the left wing. South there defensively. Reverse feedback right side. Swatzel. That one swiped away. There's a scrum forward on the floor. A tie up and a jump. The arrow belongs to the girls from Baxter. 32.8 seconds to go in the first. It's 13-8.
Now it was Taylor Delancey on ball that time. Swiped it away and then just dove on the basketball. Able to get it back now and a chance to take an even bigger lead. They're still on their 8-0 run now over almost 4 minutes of game action. That timeout about midway through that first quarter, and Greeneville has not scored since.
Mullins across the timeline here working against Anna Shaw. Fires right side for Sadie South. South back to Butler. And Gracie Butler surveys the floor. 20 seconds to go in the first quarter. Butler. Defensively lied. That 5-second clock is ticking. Butler picks up her dribble, able to find Bella Mullins. The point guard Mullins goes to work with a right-handed dribble behind the back. 6 seconds left for Mullins. Fires to Butler. Now looking inside for Harrell, who has it. It's blocked, and the foul. Ella Harrell with 0.9 seconds to go is going to go to the line to shoot two. She struggled just a little bit at the line this year, just a sophomore. Ella Harrell going to shoot two at the Sonja Brown, the American Way Real Estate free throw line, as Ava Mae Allen and Cora Bass are going to play a little foul defense, as they will check in here, I believe, for Butler and Delenti.
Yeah, it was a really good pass from Butler from that left side. Got it inside to Harrell, who caught it cleanly and able to knock down a free throw. So a good end to this first quarter so far.
Yeah, good free throw there for Ella Harrell. Allie Jones also gets in for the first time, again saving Mullins, Delenti, and Butler from a potential foul with 0.9 seconds with no chance for a Greeneville shot. Harrell flies it away. Good. 2 for 2. Clutch free throws for Ella Harrell. And now the inbound, a full court heave will be short. And Upperman ends the frame on a 10-0 run over the last 4 minutes and 57 seconds. After one, it's Upperman 15, Greeneville 8. You're listening to coverage of the Class AAA state tournament presented by Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Sonja Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonja handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student-athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonja Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonja Brown, realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
Buckeye Home Medical Equipment, serving you since 1984. For all of your in-home durable medical equipment needs, including oxygen, CPAPs, BiPAPs, power wheelchairs, and so much more. Convenient locations across the Upper Cumberland. Visit whybuckeye.com today for additional store locations and information.
Welcome back to the Murphy Center as we open up the second quarter of play. Upperman on a 10-0 run. They lead 15-8. Green Devils basketball, and there's a travel possession back to the Lady Bees. This 2-3 zone is wreaking havoc again. And Upperman trying to stretch their advantage. A very balanced first quarter. 6 points for Taylor Delenti, 4 for Bella Stiles, 2 apiece for Harrell and South. Into the half court comes Gracie Butler. She sends back to Bella Mullins. I'm Noah McKay. He's Jacob Benson. Madison McKay producing things for us as Bella Mullins puts the dribble down and finds Butler. Now works it for Delenti. Delenti works it for Mullins. Mullins, little shrug, able to drive inside. Mullins Euros and kicks to Butler. Now extra feed to Hamilton. Thought about the three, instead gives it up. Here's Butler from the top of the key. She loves that three, and she's got a great matchup here speed-wise as Atkins tries to defend. She gives back for Hamilton. Hamilton keeping her eyes up. The senior guard finds the sophomore, Gracie Butler. Butler going to drive in again against Atkins. No good, too strong, but Stiles flies in and gets the offensive rebound. Stiles finds Hamilton. Now left side, Bella Mullins. Mullins off the dribble. She fakes the pass. That is filthy for Bella Mullins. She fakes the pass outside and kisses it off the glass for two.
She got two defenders on that fake pass as well. Her initial defender and the help side defender both went out to Delenti, who obviously helps having a player who's already knocked down a couple of threes. You can fake a pass too, and it left a wide open layup.
A 12-0 Lady Bees run here. 6:39 to go in the second. Shot put up and a foul as Stiles connected onto the arm of Maria Lyde. No question about it, but it's the second on Bella Stiles. And a trip to the line to shoot two here for Lyde, and that sends Ella Harrell to the scorer's table to check in for the post.
Well, the first time that Greeneville has even had a chance at getting a bucket here in the last 5 minutes of game action ever since that timeout taken by the Upperman Lady Bees. And it was just a little bit of a late reversal there defensively for Stiles. Kind of got into the arm of Lyde, who had an open look, and we'll see if she's able to convert on either.
First free throw, nothing but net through for Maria Lyde. And 6:35 to go in the second, 17-9. Still certainly up in the air. Plenty of time. We've already seen one double-digit deficit erase. That was the York Dragonettes getting a dramatic overtime victory earlier on today. We'll see them tomorrow against Gibson County. Back here live on the main page. We'll also have Pickett County against Wayne County in what is the de facto single-A title game. Second one for Lyde, no good. Race for the rebound. And it goes out of play, and it'll go to Upperman. A great box out again by Gracie Butler. She hasn't been able to find the shooting stroke yet. Just 2 points right now, Jacob, but she's playing really good on the defensive end.
Well, Nana Shaw, senior, came over to the official saying that she's grabbing her behind, not letting her get loose, and trying to get somewhat of a call out of it if she can.
Left side Butler is basketball. Butler works it right side Hamilton. Now Delenti in the corner.
That's how you're taught to do it.
The line between a good box out and a hold is very close. Yeah. Butler from the corner. Now in Hamilton, reverses Delenti. Mullins from the top of the circle. Power dribbles. Left side, Butler from way downtown. No good. Wide right. Missed everything. Possession back the other way. And here comes Greeneville trying to push it and get back into this thing. Joe, little jab step. Now fires in. Atkins, turnaround jumper in the mid-range. No. Rebound down. Hamilton comes away. Upperman rebounding very well early in this contest. It's a place Greeneville has struggled this year, really struggled on the boards against Northview Academy. So far, they're struggling against the Lady Bees as well.
Well, they've got the size advantage as well, but I'm sure that was a point of emphasis for the Lady Bees, who have been undersized in most of their games this season.
Delenti picks up her dribble right wing side, finds Butler. Mid-range jumper this time, banked it in. Good for Gracie Butler, and it's a double-digit Lady Bees lead.
You know what, for Gracie, you'll take that. A lot of your shots have been deep, a little bit off the mark. You just need to see one go down, and maybe it'll get you going now.
She didn't look super happy with that shot, even though she got the 2 points. You're going to know exactly how she's feeling as Bella Mullins got too far aggressive with that, stepping into the lane, and that's her second. So now Upperman's got to be a little careful. They have had 4 fouls called against them, but 2 against Stiles, 2 against Mullins. The luxury they have, they got a very good point guard off the bench. Here comes Cora Bass checking in.
Yeah, this Upperman Lady Bees team is pretty deep. You bring in Cora Bass, you bring in Sadie South that can shoot the basketball, and then Ava Mae Allen as well. Everybody can defend, as is tradition with this Upperman team, and everybody can handle the basketball pretty well.
Cora Bass adds a quickness element out there. What she lacks in size, she makes up for with speed. Right side, Anna Shaw. She drives in, kicks back left side. Deep three for Swatzel's up. That one's no good. Rebound tipped out of play. Should go to Upperman, and it does go to Upperman with 5:02 to go in the second. And once again, we're seeing a team in a straitjacket against this Lady Bees defense.
Yeah, I mean, they got out to a lead, and Upperman takes a timeout, and it was because it was going back and forth. Now Upperman slows it down, and they've gone on the little run that they have.
Cora Bass works away from a trap, flips back to Gracie Butler. Butler off the dribble, sees the lane, drives in. Butler off the glass, too strong. Rebound down. She wants the foul call. She didn't get it. Here they come the other way. I don't think it was a foul. Accelerating into the lane, firing it in. Atkins puts up the shot, and a foul will be called. See who it's on. If Harrell and Butler are both in the area, this is going to be 2 free throws upcoming regardless for Greeneville as they try to get into double digits midway through the second. And it's going to go on Ella Harrell, her first. And if you're Upperman, you'd rather Gracie Butler not pick up a foul there. So you'll take it as Abigail Atkins at the line. First free throw flown away. That one got the friendly roll on these very soft rims at the Murphy Center.
Yeah, and Atkins, they've done a good job on her. I mentioned letting her get rebounds. She averages 7 rebounds a game, a pretty good number, especially in the girls basketball game. And it's been Gracie Butler who's been getting the box outs on her. Also averages 12 points a game and finally gets some to go. But they have not been able to get a field goal. Only free throws ever since that timeout taken by the Upperman Lady Bees.
2 for 2 at the line for Atkins as Bass has it poked free, but they can't save it, so it'll stay with Upperman. 4:31 to go, but by nature of the methodical pace Upperman's on, they don't have a huge lead, but 8 feels more like 15 with this team.
Yeah, we kind of talked about it. They get up by 10, and it feels like the game's over with at some points, especially in the second half.
Inbounds comes to Cora Bass. I think Dan McWilliams would love to not have to go to Stiles or Mullins in this half. So if they can get in about with this amount of lead, they would take it. Here's Bass. Surveys the floor, finds Harrell, who came up to the top of the circle. Gracie Hamilton now. Delente wide open, puts the dribble down. Step back three. Taylor Delente, nothing but net. Her third. Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate 3 of the half.
She's 3 of 3. All 3 of her shots have gone in.
Now quickly ahead, looking for the answer. The largest lead of the game for the Lady Bees. They're up 11, and they've doubled up Greeneville here in the first half. Picking up the dribble now into the teeth. Turnaround jumper up and no good. Rebound fought for, grabbed by Delente. She finds Bass. Bass working through the defense, and now we'll slow it down. 3:45 and counting to play in the first half. Bass bounces over to Butler. Butler with Delente wide open. Flips back. Delente off the dribble. Drives and kicks wide open. Gracie Hamilton. Bingo! Another Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. This time it's Gracie Hamilton off the Delente assist. Quickly ahead, here comes Greeneville trying to answer. They're in trouble. Deep three on the other end. That one's no good. Rebound tipped out of play, and it's going to Upperman, who right now, it's the formula. Great defense and rain in threes from outside. Maybe the college gym isn't that big of a problem. They just didn't play well in 2 games at the Hooper Evelyn Center.
And that's kind of like their second home at this point. Obviously, Dana played there for a while as well. And for Upperman, they had sometimes will practice there. And now it's shooting it a little bit better here in the Murphy Center.
They were 10 for 54 in the district tournament as Gracie Butler gets free inside. Good and one. Look out. The onslaught may be on. Butler to the line to try to complete the three-point play.
Yeah, that was a really nice drive by Butler, and she's been looking for a foul every single time that she has gone to the basket. Not every single time, but a lot of times that she has gone to the basket. That time there absolutely was contact, and she did get the foul call. South was going to come in, and now
she's not. She's going in for Butler. Coach McWilliams wanted to talk to Gracie Hamilton, who thought she was coming out. But South's going to check in for Gracie Butler, who's trying to make it a 17-point Lady Bees lead. No good, in and out, so it stays at just a measly 16 with 3:04 to go in the second.
Well, again, we talked about it. When they get up by double digits, it is so hard to come back against this defense.
There have been no blowouts in the Murphy Center today as Butler jumps in front of a pass. Tipped it out of play. It'll stay on this end. No blowouts today at the Murphy Center. It's been close in every game. This one so far, with still time to go, is not close. As Butler gets a breather and Coach McWilliams has given her a pretty intense word in her ear. Atkins with it. It's go time now for Coach McWilliams. She's not holding anything back with a potential 3 games to play. Here comes Shaw. Works over left side. Now puts the dribble down. Yeah, Emily Hughes played at the Hooper Evelyn Center for Tech as well. There's a turnover. Ella Harrell got the steal. Everybody getting involved on the defense for the Lady Bees. Here comes Gracie Hamilton now. 2:29 to go in the second. Left side Delente, and a moving screen called on Cora Bass, which is hilarious if you could see what just happened in this gym, ladies and gentlemen. She got pushed by somebody who's double her height and got called for a moving screen. Regardless, it's her first team sport.
I mean, that's all you can do.
There's no way. She has nothing for her to do in that situation. Here comes Job. She is
She's standing on the left wing, and all the players were in front of her, by the way. The ball wasn't even near her. So
Anna Shaw with it, picks up, now reverses floor to Job. Greeneville just looking to build something into halftime. Job gets to the spot, but the shot won't fall. Rebounded by Delente. She fires ahead to Hamilton. Back defensively are the Green Devils, so Delente now going to trigger the 3 instead. That one's no good, but another wide open look for Taylor Delente. Here comes Greeneville pushing it with speed. Anna Shaw. Shaw drives towards the baseline, now picks up. Fires at Atkins. She's triple teamed and tries to muscle her way through, and it's a charge.
Yep.
Possession the other way. Lowered the shoulder 3 times, and Ella Harrell said, "That's cute. I'm not moving."
Yeah, she tried to create space, and that was not going to happen. You also had Taylor Delente in there. They just walled up right in front of her. A really nice job, and now Greeneville taking a full timeout, trying to figure out something to do at the end of the half.
Tonight's broadcast presented by Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. She's been busy as a bee working on new listings for this spring. Just today, she listed an industrial warehouse zone building and a lot in Nashville at 634 Old Ezell Road. Property is extremely close to Nashville International Airport. It's a great location for a small business or a warehouse operation. Stay tuned to Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. If you're in the market for an existing home, a new construction home, residential building lots, or a house and land for a farm or family compound, Sonja Brown's ready to spring forward to help you with all your real estate needs. Call her today at 931-979-7145. Sonja's in the building. Saw her earlier on tonight. Upperman is in the building, 27-11, and they have really – listen, they were really good in the regular season. Mm-hmm. They have turned a corner ever since losing those games at the district tournament. And now that they're at the state tournament, it doesn't look like anything has changed for this squad.
Well, it's so tough because District 7 AAA opponents, they're used to playing this Upperman team. They know how hard it's going to be. You get out of the district, they don't know what it's like to play this Upperman Lady Bees team. It is a completely different animal. You look at their schedule, the games are usually close. You know it's going to be low scoring. You can watch them on film even, and it's like, okay, we could probably beat this team. And then you come out in here, and actually doing it is a completely different thing.
They played a good schedule. They played Cotton County, of course, who was in this tournament. They played PCA, who was in the Division II title game there at the Hooper Eblin Center last week. They played some really good out-of-state competition as well, even down there in Florida. They played Creekwood, who was in the sub-state game. So they have been battle-tested. They played Clay County, who, of course, was in this tournament in the single-A bracket. So they're ready for this. There's no question. Now a pass over for Sadie South out of the timeout. She reverses back to Gracie Butler. No Stiles and Mullins. Again, they've been out for a while with 2 fouls, but they haven't needed them right now. The depth flexing its muscles for the Lady Bees, and they may be content to kill here. 1:20 to go. Up by 16. Flip pass over to Delenti. Into South. In the corner for 3. The freshman can't quite get it rolling. Rebound down to Lyde. And an opportunity the other way. Here they come pushing the tempo. Anna Shaw finds Atkins. Tries to drive inside. Runner up and good. Abigail Atkins with the first field goal in over a quarter for Greeneville.
Hadn't had one since that timeout taken with 4.5 to play in the first.
Bass bounces to South. South going to reverse back to the top of the key for Butler. Now Bass with it. 45 seconds. Upperman's going to hold for the final look. I guarantee it. Right side South. 40 seconds left. Bass. Little contact. We play on. South with it. Back to Bass.
Well, 1-3-1 right now for Greeneville.
Reverses back to Delenti. Now here's Butler. Back to Delenti. 30 seconds left. Delenti with it. Now Butler. Flips back across right side. South in the corner, open, but is going to hold. Back out they go for Bass. Flips it back to Delenti. Not a ton of pressure for Greeneville. They're making them make passes, but not trapping. 15 seconds left. It's been dominant so far for the Lady Bees. 12 seconds left. Delenti back to Bass. Now they'll go. Bass, left side Butler. Bobbled it. Runs into a wall that is Lyde. Now Lyde traveled with it. We play on. 1 second left. Half-court heave would count if it goes, and it's in and out. No good. Shaw almost got it to fall, but the buzzer sounds at the end of a convincing opening 2 quarters for the Upperman Lady Bees. They look very much at home here, back in the Murphy Center for the 7th time in the last 9 seasons. At the break, it's Upperman 27, Greeneville 13. We'll be back with the Happy Hiller halftime show. Coverage of this game is presented by Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. And you're listening to it on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
Fire and Vine in Cookeville is the Upper Cumberland's home for delicious Chicago-style pizza, beef, chicken, fish, and more. Located in Cookeville's historic downtown district, Fire and Vine's food and atmosphere will keep you coming back for more. Take in stunning views with creative food and drinks on the rooftop. Fire and Vine is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Clint Connor is your local auctions expert. With full service from start to finish, the Exit Crossroads Auction Group are here to make the process easy for you. Visit crossroadsauctiongroup.com for more details and current auctions. Clint Connor, your local auctions expert, is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Delicious Pan Pizza is Domino's best-kept secret. With locations in Smithville, Sparta, Livingston, Allgood, and 2 in Cookeville, Delicious Pan and hand-tossed pizza, pasta, and more is never far away. Use the Domino's app to take care of your game day eats today. Domino's is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to support student-athletes and athletic departments throughout the Upper Cumberland. They're also proud to sponsor the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game on this broadcast. From trophies to t-shirts, they can do it all. Stop by and see them at 120 Circle Drive in Allgood or give them a call at 931-537-9559. Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing is proud to sponsor this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Frontier Chevrolet is ready to get you into your next vehicle and are proud to offer a lifetime powertrain warranty on nearly all vehicles below 80,000 miles. View inventory online at www.caseyschevy.com, including the brand new Chevy Trax and Traverse, or stop in at 2350 Cookeville Highway today. Remember, don't buy till you see Jason Fye.
TLT Sports Performance is home to skill-specific training where top athletes learn how to reach their full potential. Visit TLT Sports Performance on Facebook for more information. TLT Sports Performance, where the athletes of tomorrow train today.
I'm looking for someone who can keep me comfortable, stay here for the long run, and definitely not high maintenance. Not right. Absolutely not. This one looks perfect.
Find your perfect match with Hiller. Get a free UV light with select new HVAC systems, 50% off a descaler with new tankless water heaters, or free surge protection with a new whole home generator.
Like that one too.
Hone and develop your skills on the court with professional basketball player development from Legacy Athletics. Call 931-303-3356 or follow them on Instagram at legacy_athletics or on Twitter at jwinningham25 for more information today. Legacy Athletics, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Technologies has been part of the Rutherford County community for over 35 years. Their plants in Murfreesboro and Smyrna include over 150 teammates who process coils, metal sheets, and blanks for customers across North America. Steel Tech's Smyrna and Murfreesboro plants are expanding, and they need teammates to join their team. With openings including machine and forklift operators, truck drivers, and more, they have the position for you with competitive wages and monthly bonus opportunities. For more information and to apply online, scan the QR code on your screen now. Steel Tech is a proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. Steel Tech. Faith, family, Steel Tech. From the sports field to the hunting field, our friends at Hall Sports and Outdoors can outfit anyone. Located in the heart of Jamestown at 207 South Main Street, Hall Sports and Outdoors carries everything from kayaks, fishing gear, and camo to guns and ammo. With top brands such as Columbia, Timberland, Under Armour, Asics, and much more, nobody can top their selection. Need some custom gear for your team? They also offer uniforms, gear, and custom embroidery. Stop by and see them at 207 South Main Street in Jamestown. Hall Sports and Outdoors, proud sponsor of this broadcast on the UCR Media Network. It's time for the Happy Hiller halftime show. Visit happyhiller.com to see how our friends at Hiller can help solve your plumbing, heating, cooling, and electrical problems today. That's happyhiller.com. Business as usual. That's becoming the mantra for this Lady Bees team right now. They're out in front 27-13 at the break. Jacob, it was 8-5. Mm-hmm. Danny McWilliams called timeout, and now it is 27-13. The game changed immediately. Upperman defensively locked in. They slowed it down on offense. They made some big shots. Very balanced effort. Taylor Delente with 9. Nobody else with more than 5. Up and down the stat sheet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Lady Bees have already scored in this contest. And once again, I said it during the sub-state game, if you didn't know it, you'd think you were at a random game in December. It doesn't feel like they feel any pressure
No.
right now in this game.
Well, it's funny. I was looking at the Upperman student section earlier, and they're just all sprawled out, sitting down. And a lot of the basketball players are up there. They know they're moving on. I mean, they get to this point, okay, yeah. And even when they get down early on, it's not going to last for long because an adjustment is going to be made, and that's exactly what happened. They go on a 22-5 run. And I'll say this as well. Coach Watts is going to be sick and tired of playing 7 AAA teams in the quarterfinals when she gets to the state tournament, if they're able to make it in years to come as well, because same thing happened at Livingston Academy last year. A little bit different style of ball game, obviously, but they got up big in that game and then gave up the lead. Livingston ends up winning by 3, 63-60. Now this year, you start the game out pretty well. You get it into a frenetic pace, but then Upperman slows it down. And then an adjustment is made. And then Upperman's offense starts to fire on all cylinders. And we were talking with Buddy in between, Buddy Pearson, our friend to our right, on press row, and it said, Taylor Valenti shooting the basketball like that, you can't beat him. I mean, when she is lighting it up from outside, she's got 9 points to lead the way at the break. It is so hard to beat this basketball team. Not only when you cannot stop them, you really can't score on them.
We've seen Cocke County advance. We've seen Dyersburg advance. As of today, what we've seen, this is the best team in this tournament.
100%.
There's just no question about it. Now, we'll see what happens. There's still 2 quarters to go. Greenville's going to try to push some buttons and make a run. There's a reason they're in this state tournament, and things happen. But today, the best team so far has been the girls in black and gold from Baxter, Tennessee.
Well, and obviously they're beatable. We saw it in the district tournament, but adjustments have been made since then. And Coach McWilliams, if we know anything about her, those mistakes are not going to happen again. Now, you're going to miss some shots every now and then, but she's able to work around those. This team is able to work around those because of how good their defense is. They don't have to score as many points, but they do a good enough job. And, yeah, you look at these stats. 24% from the field is Greeneville, 50% for Upperman. It's a recipe for disaster if you're Greeneville because your offense cannot get going against this Upperman defense.
And you can look at it and say, hey, Upperman didn't score in the last 3 minutes of that second quarter. But what did we say? They go to the bench with Stiles and Mullins, who are both playing really well, and they were able to maintain their lead. They still have that double-digit lead. Now they're not in significant foul trouble because they only have those 2 fouls. Nobody else has more than 1. Bass with 1 and Ella Harrell with 1. But Gracie Butler, Taylor Delente, Gracie Hamilton don't have a foul. So now you get back to your starting 5 and that normal rotation with a double-digit lead. Everything right now, you got to feel really good if you're a Lady B fan with 2 quarters to go.
Well, and to expand on those numbers, Upperman is 10 of 20 from the field, but Gracie Butler is just 2 of 7. And a lot of those were layups in the early going. If she's able to knock down a few more of those, they're closer to 60-65% from the field because they take smart shots. They're not taking any shot they have, and you'll see that sometimes they're wide open, but they're not going to take the shot. If it's not within the offense, they're going to get another extra pass or 2 before they get a better shot, and it's probably going to go in.
27-13 our score. 1 quarter to go, or 1 half to go, I should say, as Greeneville takes on Upperman in the Class 3A state tournament quarterfinal round. Winner gets Chester County or South Gibson tomorrow night in the nightcap, 8:45 p.m. If Upperman hangs on, we're going to need some caffeine out here tomorrow.
And that's if all the games get started on time, because obviously it is 8:20 right now, and there is still another game coming up after this one. Obviously, the winner of that would play the winner of this game.
We will have broadcast coverage tomorrow, audio only. Pickett County against Wayne County. York taking on Gibson County.
And we got some fun ones tomorrow.
And the potential for Upperman against either South Gibson or Chester County tomorrow night. We're going to have 3 games. The potential for multiple gold balls to come to the Upper Cumberland is becoming real by the second. 2 quarters to go here in this one. As Gracie Hamilton going to inbound Upperman, working right to left on your screen. They're in black and gold. Greeneville in white and green.
York gets Gibson County tomorrow. 36-1 Gibson County.
Left side Stiles. Stiles starts to drive, loses her footing, and a foul will be called. The baseline official saw something. I'm going to be honest, I didn't see something, but we won't complain. We'll play on here. The foul going to go on 23. That's Maria Lyde. That's her first, team's first. 10 seconds into the third quarter. Mullins back in here. Baseline inbound finds Butler open inside. Fouled. And it rims all the way around and falls through. Gracie Butler with an opportunity for another and 1. Remember, against Signal Mountain, she had 4 in the second half. 4 and 1s, that is. She goes back to the Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to try to complete the 3-point play. And if she starts to get rolling, you might as well just pack it up and head home as she makes the free throw. And she hasn't played particularly well for the most part by her standards, and she has 8 points already. 30-13 the score now. Greeneville with their backs against the wall, trying to drive past Mullins. They get baseline up and under. A nice finish that time for Kyler Job. They'll need more of that. She has 5 tonight.
And then we haven't seen a whole lot of that either. Being aggressive to the basket that time, and the first option wasn't there. Went to the other side and able to get it up and in.
Mullins starts to drive, picks up the dribble. Now reverses back out towards that MT logo for Gracie Butler. Butler with a huge speed advantage on Atkins. Puts it behind the back now right to Mullins. Hamilton works it to Delenti. Delenti closed out on, so she'll power dribble right side for Bella Mullins.
They're switching everything now on Taylor Delenti as well. Anytime she gets any bit of space, a defender that's closest just goes out to her.
Now bouncing it in for Butler. Looking back door instead, she puts the dribble down and floats back. Butler over to Hamilton on that right wing. Hamilton back to Butler. We're a minute into the third quarter. Butler drives in, kicks for Gracie Hamilton. Back to Butler. Butler with a baseline drive on Atkins. Turnaround, kicks out Delenti. Back left side for Bella Mullins. Long possession. Upperman very comfortable with these. Butler works it over to Delenti. Back to Butler, and they will reset.
That's the other part. When you're playing defense against this team, it's so hard because you just get tired going up against them.
That's how they get to these open shots. Backdoor cut to Mullins, but it was intercepted by Atkins, and a chance for Greeneville pushing it in transition the other way. Here's Shaw, throws it up with the left hand, good. 4 straight for Greeneville as they crack back into it, now down 13. Here's Bella Mullins now with a ton of speed, and it's swiped away by Shaw. There's the steal. It's timeout time for Upperman when they get the ball back. Shaw pushing it ahead, sends it left side. 3 would be a big one, but it's no good. Rebound down to Greeneville. Flying in, now a corner 3 after the board. That one's no good. Atkins with the rebound, tries to muscle around Delenti. Atkins reverses back out. There's Swatzel, she triggers the 3, no. Another offensive rebound, shot no good. Delenti with the board. Eyes up ahead to Gracie Hamilton. Hamilton one-on-one, good off the glass for 2. And now Dana McWilliams calls timeout. That is kind of a dream scenario for Upperman. It was a nightmare possession, 4 offensive rebounds. They leave empty-handed. You get the 2 and the timeout to make an adjustment.
It could have easily been a 10-point game. Instead, it's a 15-point game, and now you make the adjustment. And if you're Greeneville, you got to be shaking your head. You had so many opportunities, and now Coach Dana McWilliams gets the clipboard in her hands. The last time this happened, they went on a 22-5 run to end the first half. So for Greeneville, great start to the second half. Exactly what you wanted to start out this second half, but and you could see it too. It started as it did at the start of the game, that frenetic pace, back and forth. Conversation is slow it down, take care of the basketball. And they had that long possession to start, but outside of that, they started to speed it up a little bit, slow it down, look for good shots defensively. Got to get back into what they were doing in the first half.
Here comes the full court press. 5:51 to go in the third quarter. It's a 15-point Lady Bees lead again. Greeneville trying to break it. Atkins with it. She gives back to Shaw. Shaw now keeps the eyes up the whole way. Upperman settles back into the 2-3. Shaw towards the right side. Picks up her dribble. Finds line. Now Atkins over her head. Out of play. Turnover. It goes back to the Lady Bees. 5:37 to go in the third quarter. It's 32-17. Now Greeneville showing some full court press.
And that's about the only thing Greeneville has done a good job of is not turned over the basketball. Only 5 turnovers so far on the ball game.
Now Mullins bringing it up. Puts it behind the back. Nice handles there for Bella Mullins, and she is fouled as Shaw going to get tagged for the hand check. Just the third foul of the game called against Greeneville. First one against Shaw.
Yeah, it hadn't been a whole lot really, even on Upperman. Obviously, they've got a couple of them called on Mullins and Styles, but that's been about it for them.
Hasn't been an overly physical ball game down there. Most Upperman games, quite frankly, aren't. 5:29 to go in the third. Inbound goes to Butler. Butler, yeah, 2 hands onto the waist from Abigail Atkins.
It's an impossible matchup.
The leave the hand checks at the house does not apply to that one as she's trying to slow down Butler. And yeah, they've stretched out the big to the perimeter for Butler, who just can blaze right past, and now they're going to go to work. She gives back to Butler. Butler one-on-one with Atkins, floating back. Sends left side Delenti. Open again. Taylor Delenti. You may want to cover her. It's good again. Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate 3 for Taylor Delenti, her 4th of the night.
And I looked over and I saw Coach Watts saying, come out to the perimeter, and immediately after that, she knocks down a 3.
An 18-point Upperman lead here. Now they work it ahead. Here's Joe. Joe floats back right side. Now Shaw. Under 5 to play in the third. Greeneville knows they need a run. They had the potential for one, and then it was extinguished. Atkins, turnaround jumper, no. Rebound down. Butler sends it ahead to Hamilton. Hamilton flips back for Gracie Butler. Butler bounces it left side to Delenti. Now back to Mullins. Mullins puts the dribble down. She's covered by Job. Mullins, hand on the shoulder, back left side for Stiles. She flips to Butler, and there's a foul. Abigail Atkins now picks up her third foul here in quick succession. And again, it's that matchup trying to guard Gracie Butler.
Well, and I'm not exactly sure what the thinking is on that one because Atkins is a true post player. She can move pretty well, but she's not going to move fast enough to stay in front of Gracie Butler.
And Upperman is into the bonus with 4:32 to go in the third. Gracie Butler to the Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot two. American Farmhouse in Baxter, one of the sponsors of our game tonight. Amy and the crew there. It's a great local family business. And listen, they got some Easter dresses right now. So ladies, make sure you check out. And fellas, get a little gift. Hint, hint, nod, nod, wink, wink. Over there at American Farmhouse, right in the heart of Baxter. We appreciate them, one of our long-running sponsors here. As Gracie Butler goes 2 for 2 at the line. But make sure you tell them UCR sent you. Go support a local business in our community right there in our backyard. 4:25 to go in the third quarter. It's 37-17. Atkins. Largest lead of the game for Upperman. Shot inside, no, and a foul will be called. Taylor Delenti going to pick up her first personal, and this is a little bit of a bailout. 2 free throws coming for Kyler Joe.
I'll be honest with you, I just looked up at the score and hit by 20 points, just like that. I mean, it did. And you mentioned that they just kind of put you in a straitjacket defensively. Not only that, you can't score on them, but then they just keep on putting points up on the board. They put more points up on the board. They put more points up on the board, and like that, you're down by 20 points, and you can't get back into it.
First one for Job is good. We've been here all day. It's been a madhouse. It's been intense. Not at all in this one.
It's calm,
not at
collected.
all. It feels like the middle of January.
Yeah, you look at the Baxter fans, they're like, okay, yep, this is about what we expected.
Second free throw, no good. Rebound to Stiles. Even the Greeneville fans are like, yep, that's about right. Yep. As here comes Bella Mullins. I mean, it's really something, that just the energy shift from the last game, which was insane, Dyersburg beating Jackson Southside, to this one, which is just chalk it up.
Just
Let's
a
get to the buzzer.
game.
Here comes Butler. She reverses out to Mullins.
And that's a credit to Upperman, by the way.
Yeah, and this is the thing. It's a huge deal. You got to credit these kids. They're taking care of business. Delenti again, open three, in and out, no good. Breaking news, she missed one, but Stiles got an offensive rebound and extends the possession. Here's Hamilton. Kicks out Delenti. Make very clear, it's not to minimize anything Upperman's doing. It's super impressive. It's a humongous compliment. As here comes Mullins, working it back left side. Now backdoor cut, Butler kicks to Mullins.
That's the other part, too. They're up by 19 right now.
Mullins drives in, good, and one. Bella Mullins, one of the best interior finishers in the Upper Cumberland, finishes that one and has the opportunity for a three-point play as Coach Watts can do nothing but cross her arms over there on the sideline.
And now 21 points. And you look to the sideline, and Coach McWilliams is coaching as hard as if she were down by 5 points with 2 minutes to play in the basketball game.
Free throw for Mullins is no good. Rebound down to Atkins. 39-18 the score. Here comes Greeneville ahead. Shaw with it. Looking right at the 2-3 zone. At the top of it is Bella Mullins and Gracie Hamilton. Bottom left, Butler. In the middle, Stiles. Bottom right, Taylor Delenti. Shaw tries to drive in. Throws it up with the left hand. No. Rebound down. Fought for. There's the tie-up and the jump. The arrow belongs to Greeneville with 3:05 to go in the third.
Ella Harrell going to come back in. Obviously, she had some big minutes in that first half, and really, especially at the end of it, she got a couple of free throws to go at the end of the first quarter. And you mentioned not the best free throw shooting on the year, but they look pretty good on those two makes.
Inbound comes to Shaw. Shaw flips it up over Butler's head, and it finds the target Swatzel. Swatzel fires in Shaw, mid-range jumper up, good, and got hit on the way up. So it's an and-one opportunity for Anna Shaw. Typically a soft spot in a 2-3 is that mid-range. It closed quickly, but Shaw with a nice touch for the finish. And Gracie Butler is very confused as she was called for the personal foul.
Yeah, I thought it was Ella Harrell who was out there. It
definitely was.
And it's Coach McWilliams said, don't worry about it.
First one called against her, and that's why it's not worth the sweat. As Shaw makes the free throw, Greeneville's back with an 18. You can't fall asleep at the wheel. Still time for a Greeneville team that can score.
And that's why Coach McWilliams keeps on coaching as hard as she does. And we kind of talked about it with Pickett County yesterday. You still want to finish the game well, even if you're up big.
Stiles in transition, throws up the runner, good. Bella Stiles is playing really well tonight. 6 points, quickly ahead. Here's Shaw for Greeneville, throws it up and got the call. This one's going to go on Stiles, her third. Shaw had no intention of making a shot there. It was all about the foul, and she got it. She's going to go shoot two.
It's pretty good commentary.
That's what happened.
It's like you're a professional commentator.
Oh, thanks. 3 team fouls against the Lady Bees. Harrell back to the table. Free throw is no good. And what's that, Jacob Vincent? Ball don't lie.
Ball don't lie.
It's indeed. Harrell back in. 2:47 to go in the third.
Bella Stiles has played really well. This is a game they kind of needed her to play well in. A lot of games, they're not going to have as much size. They need Bella Stiles to step up. She has stepped up, has rebounded well, has gotten some points inside as well.
Second one good for Shaw. Back to a 19-point game as Upperman establishes in the half court. Here's Gracie Hamilton. Drives inside. Has a lot of room, but looking to pass. Kicks to Delenti. Now right side Mullins. Mullins puts the dribble down. That pass was tipped by Shaw. Out of play. It'll stay with the Lady Bees. 2.5 to go in the frame.
Just trying to pass it to us.
Tell you about our friends at Buckeye Home Medical Equipment. We appreciate them with offices across the Upper Cumberland. You hear from them during the broadcast, and they want to wish the Lady Bees good luck in their game tonight. As Mullins picks up her dribble, tries to muscle, now fires into Butler. It was over her head, though, and it's intercepted. Greeneville with the basketball, trailing by 19, trying to build momentum and give themselves a shot, a puncher's chance into the final quarter. Here's Shaw. Anna Shaw trying to set up the half-court set. Not a ton of urgency right now. She gives to Line, now right into the corner. Driving baseline, poked away by Delenti. Getting it back now, spinning inside. Reverse feed into the corner. Shot fake, now a mid-range pull-up. That one's no good. Lyde got the rebound. The putback won't go. And Mullins really calmly takes that rebound in the land of the trees. She sends ahead to Delenti. The trap arrives. Delenti works away. Gets it ahead to Hamilton. Hamilton picks up her dribble. Back to Delenti. 1:40 to go in the third quarter. Now Mullins sends over for Gracie Butler. Stepping in, Shaw. Coach McWilliams says no foul. Official says no. Butler spinning away from danger. Kicks back to Hamilton. Delenti's open again for three. Fill in the blanks. Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate 3. The fifth of the game for Taylor Delenti.
And the soft rims from the Murphy Center strike again. That one was short. It bounces up in the air and then hits the window and fell down.
Now turnaround shot on the other end. Good for Abigail Adkins. She's got 6 points. And it's back to a 20-point game as Butler gets it into Mullins. Pressure starting to ratchet up, and there's a foul for a block. Jordan Swatzel will pick up her first, and Gracie Butler will go 80 feet or so to the Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot two. Yeah, there's a difference between the Hooper Eblen Center and here. This is more of a shooter's gym than the hoop is. You can get it rolling in the hoop, but we see great shooters really struggle sometimes in that gym for whatever reason. We see some great shooting performances in the Murphy Center year in and year out. Right now, Taylor Delenti, she's having one. She's made 5 threes already. And as I checked out, she's 5 for 7 from three-point land. First free throw for Gracie Butler is good.
I mean, this has just been a dominant performance from the Upperman Lady Bees again. They started the game down 8-5, and we have not seen a performance like this outside of Bradley Central over Clarksville in the 4A quarterfinals yesterday. I mean, every single game, and Pickett County as well, every single game has been good and close in 1A, 2A, 3A, and 4A.
Second free throw was no good, but an offensive rebound extends the possession. Delenti got it. She sends back to Hamilton, and Gracie Hamilton will be fouled. Hamilton to the line to shoot two with 51.8 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Oh, and if you're Greeneville, this is what you can't do. You can't keep putting Upperman at the line, stopping the clock, and for more points to go on the board for the Lady Bees.
Free throw up and good. That one goes on Kyler Job. She has 2. Gracie Hamilton, she's got 6 points tonight. Make sure you hit that like button if you haven't already, whether you're watching on YouTube or on Facebook. We welcome you in. We hope you'll join us again tomorrow. And, of course, keep your eyes on UpperCumberlandReporter.com. Complete coverage coming from this game. Later on, second free throw, no good. Delenti has another rebound tipped, but this time it'll go out of play and back to the Green Devils with 49.8 seconds to go in the third. Quickly ahead, they're trying to push it with speed. Here comes Shaw. They know they've got to go quick and get a massive run. Backs against the wall for the Lady Devils here against the Lady Bees. Inside Atkins. 3 Lady Bees are there. And they were called for a hold when both of them had their hands straight up into the air, Jacob. See who it goes against here. Goes on Ella Harrell, her second. I mean, you can call a block. It's not a hold. Inbound play coming here on the 14th foul against the Lady Bees. They throw it off the back of Butler, and Shaw with a high IQ play finishes for 2. Anna Shaw trying her best. She's got 8 in the quarter, 10 in the game. Here's Hamilton. Hamilton sends over to Sadie South. Back to Gracie Hamilton. 18 seconds to play in the third. Upperman holding for the final look, and why not? They've dominated another quarter. Hamilton flips over to Harrell. Reverse feed South. Wide open for 3, so she triggers it, and she buries it. Sadie South adds on to the onslaught. 4 seconds left for Shaw in the half court. Flips back 1 second, and a foul is going to be called, and this is going to be 2 free throws. They call the foul before the buzzer against Upperman.
And Sadie South was getting hooked there, by the way.
Yeah, and they call it on Sadie South. So this is going to be 2 free throws here upcoming for Joe. They'll have to put time up on the clock. Yeah, let me put it this way, Jacob. It's good this game isn't close because they're not having a good game. No. It's very good that this game is not close. Ava Mae Allen going to check in here. A little foul defense. Again, like we saw, with 0.3 seconds to go in the third quarter.
Yeah, I mean, Sadie South literally can't do anything in that position.
She hits the 3. Now Job on the other end. First free throw is good. Driving a stake through the heart of the ball don't lie crowd, of which I am a part. Gracie Butler going to check out here with 0.3 seconds as Allen comes in. Allie Jones does as well. Job going to shoot one more to try to make it a 21-point game. Spins it back, flies it away, and it is good. 2 for 2 for Job, an inbound play here for Upperman. And that brings us to the end of another convincing frame for the Lady Bees. After 3, it's Upperman 49, Greeneville 28. Upperman 8 minutes away from a return trip to the semifinal round. Coverage of this game presented by Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. You're listening to it on the Frontier Chevy UCR Media Network.
How many letters?
5 letters.
Just think about, what am I doing right now?
Smile. Smile?
Uh-huh.
This is so easy.
Loading the kids in the car, brokering peace in the back seat, mastering the snack handoff without even looking. Why are simple things sometimes so complicated? Thankfully, with auto owners, insurance doesn't have to be one of them. We work with independent agents who keep insurance simple, so you can worry about more important things, like figuring out what's growing in that cup holder. That's simple human sense.
Visit swallowsinsurance.com or call us today, 931-526-4025. Protecting your future. It's what we do.
Welcome back. 1 quarter to go here at the Murphy Center. Upperman in control. They lead 49-28 over Greeneville, trying to close it out with the basketball as Gracie Butler will bring it up. Atkins trying to defend here for the Lady Devils, who, as I've said for the past 4 Upperman broadcasts, as now they're going to be a foul trying to fly in as Shaw to get the steal. She'll pick up her second. Greeneville's run into a buzzsaw tonight, and that's exactly what this Upperman team has become here over the past couple of weeks of this season. And you want to be playing your best basketball in March? They are playing their best basketball in March, Jacob.
No, and Greeneville was a good basketball team coming into this one as well. I mean, you don't make the state tournament unless you're winning ball games heading into it. You got to at least get through to your region championship, and then you got to win your sectional round, and there's always good teams in the sectional round as well. So this was a good basketball team coming into it. They made the state tournament last year. They made it the year before that. They've just run into some buzzsaws here in this one. You know, they've played Jackson Southside, Livingston Academy, and now Upperman the last 3 years in the quarterfinals.
Great cut on the backside for Mullins, but she was unable to grab it. Goes out of play, so possession back to Greeneville. 7:46 to go. It's 49-28. Here's Shaw driving inside. Shaw, no good. Rebound tipped out by Butler. So, they're going to give it to Upperman. Yeah, they're going to come in and change that. No, they're not. They're giving it to Upperman. The official started to walk in, and that is a break for the Lady Bees. But they haven't gotten a ton of those tonight from the Stripes, as now Hamilton tries to save it in and does. The pressure really ratcheting up for Greeneville. Butler gets it over to Hamilton. Hamilton crosses the line, but then it's stolen away by Greeneville. Ahead to Shaw. Shaw drives inside, left-handed lay-in, good for 2. Back to a 19-point game. The pressure has really ratcheted up for Greeneville. They're selling out. Now they nearly get another steal to be a tie-up, and the arrow belongs to Greeneville. Maybe timeout time for Dana McWilliams. Not yet, with 7:17 to go in the ball game.
Well, and for Greeneville, that's all you can do at this point. You have to sell out. You have to try to get every steal that you can. You're down by 19 points, but then you also have to hit some shots, probably from outside, to cut into the lead a little bit if you can.
Now inside Lyde, trying to work on Styles, and she muscles it in for 2. 4 straight here for Greeneville to open up the quarter as they try to maintain a pulse here at the Murphy Center. Hamilton gets it into Styles. Stiles finds Hamilton now with room to operate, flips back to Stiles. They like that matchup. Here comes the trap, though. Finds Butler. Now reverses over to Mullins. Mullins flips back to Butler. Butler with wide there defensively. Shields her off. Creates the separation. Now Butler goes to work, slicing through. Gracie Butler, no good, too strong. Atkins with the rebound. And here they come again, trailing by 17. Shaw into the corner. Open three is up and good. Here comes Greeneville as Dana McWilliams wants timeout. Kyler Joe reigns in the threes. Good teams always have a run left in them. Greeneville trying to put one together as they've cut a 22-point deficit down to 14. Upperman's got to be careful here. They're starting to get a little quick on the offensive end. That's not where they want to be.
Yeah, and we said it with Greeneville before the game that they average 60 points per game, and you just said it. They're going to make a run at some point. They've only got 35 right now. Now they're starting to score it a little bit here in this fourth quarter. A good start to the fourth quarter. They're selling out defensively, trying to create turnovers if they can. And again, there's some younger players on this Upperman team. I mean, this is some of their first times playing here in the Glass House. Of course, they played here last year, but some of those players' first times playing out there, trying to speed them up a little bit if they can. For Upperman, like you said, just slow the ball down. Take care of the basketball. You'll be just fine. At some point, you're going to be getting to the line as aggressive as Greeneville is playing. They are going to be committing fouls, so you're going to have opportunities to knock down free throws.
Greeneville's made their last three shots. They're on a 7-0 run to open up this fourth and final quarter, trying to keep their season alive in dramatic fashion. But it's Upperman basketball beneath the baseline as they try to rein this back in and slow the game back down. They face some good presses this year. Sparta's got an unbelievable press defense. They face them. Cumberland County's got a good press there in 7 AAA. Some of the non-district teams that they face. PCA with a great full-court press. Siegel had a pretty good full-court press as well. Inbound coming from Gracie Hamilton here. Hamilton fires in, finds the target, Butler. Butler is fouled. They were trying to seal it off.
Foul.
Oh, they called an offensive foul on Gracie Butler. Her second for an elbow going up, trying to get the arm bar, so possession back. Butler frustrated out there. It's a 14-point game. Greeneville with life here. They're looking for another bucket. Upperman's got to be careful here. Shaw works it over right side, bounces into the right wing. Now Job. Reverses floor top of the key. Atkins with it. Atkins goes baseline. Shaw, and a foul is called as Butler flew in. Anna Shaw going to go back to the line to shoot two. That's the third on Gracie Butler, and a 7-0 run threatens to become 9-0 here. As now all of a sudden, it's getting a little bit interesting down here with 6:13 to go. Still plenty of time.
Well, credit to the Green Devils. They got a pulse. I mean, it is tough to do against this Upperman team. When you get down by that many points, it is hard to keep your head with yourself, to keep it with the game plan, and to stick to what you know you can do best. And they have done a good job starting out this fourth quarter of action. Now an 8-0 run after that first made free throw.
Free throw is good. Shaw flies away the second. That one is no good. Rebound down, and a good one for Bella Stiles. Here comes Upperman looking to answer. Hamilton. Trap arrives. Hamilton able to step through, finds Stiles. Now Mullins, right side Butler, and they'll kill the clock. Go to 6 minutes to play. Butler drives inside, up, good, and one. Gracie Butler, the star, gives him an answer, and she's going back to the line to try to complete a three-point play.
Yeah, that was an and one and then some. Had the defender come in and crash into her, she's able to take it up to the basket, got it to fall, and Gracie Butler, she loves taking the contact at the rim. I think she actually finishes better when there is a lot of contact at the rim than when she's just wide open taking it inside.
Free throws have not been a strong suit tonight for Upperman. That one's no good, but it is back to a 15-point lead, which feels a lot bigger than 12. 5:52 to go in the ball game.
It's because it is.
Good point. Hard-hitting analysis there. Driving kick, Shaw. Looking inside to Lyde. Lyde, power dribble, steps through, throws up the shot. No, great box out for Butler. Butler fires it ahead to Mullins. Numbers for Upperman. Mullins to Hamilton, 2 steps, 2 points. Gracie Hamilton with 8 tonight, and Upperman has answered back. They're up by 17. Here's Shaw, now Atkins, turnaround shot, good. Nice take for Abigail Atkins, and a timeout called by Coach Annette Watts with 5:19 to go in the ball game. 53-38, we'll take it with them and be back in 30 seconds after a word from Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate.
Sonja Brown is a full-service realtor and is licensed across the state of Tennessee, listing and selling residential and multifamily, land and farms, commercial and industrial properties. Sonja handles the sale from start to closing and beyond. Let her put her 30-plus years of experience to work for you. Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate has been supporting student athletes in the Upper Cumberland since 1990. You can reach Sonja Brown at 931-979-7145. Sonja Brown, Realtor with American Way Real Estate, is proud to support this broadcast on the UCR Media Network.
5:19 to go in the ball game here in the quarterfinal round of the Class 3A state tournament. Upperman trying to get back to the semis and then get back to the championship game after falling in the first round last year, which by most standards would be a huge success. But for Upperman, he left something to be desired a year ago when they fell in the first round of the eventual state champs, Jackson Southside. They have a 15-point lead with 5:19 to go in the ball game here.
Well, and to your point, I was actually looking back as Rusty had actually asked about the history. The last 4 times that they had made the tournament, they won it. Or 3 times, I should say. Last 3 times that they had made the tournament, they had won the tournament, and albeit the 2020 year was in there as well, and they had COVID. So they were not used to losing for a very long time when they made the state tournament.
Inbound coming for Upperman with a 15-point lead against the press. Butler at the last second finds Mullins. That's a nice play. Bella Mullins over to Taylor Delenti, and she will reset the offense. Hamilton finds Butler. Butler going to drive inside. Gracie Butler says, let's go to the semis. Finishes for 2.
And you've got the Chester County students right next to the Upperman students who are finally up on their feet now. Chester County is cheering on the Lady Bees right now. They are chanting with the cheerleaders.
As the shot's up, that one's no good. Now driving ahead, this one's Butler. Butler working in. Now here comes Shaw after a turnover. Shaw drives inside. Bella Stiles, did she take the charge? They count on a block. So count the bucket. And so this is an and 1 opportunity here for Anna Shaw. And the foul goes on Bella Mullins. Looked like it was a bang-bang play in there. It goes the way of Shaw. She goes to the line to try to complete a 3-point play. Credit to Anna Shaw. She is playing her tail off out here to try to keep her season alive.
Yeah, I mean, she's absolutely battled. 15 points tonight, 6 of 8 from the floor. Got the free throw to go there, so now she's got 16. We said it. She is the motor that runs this team, and she has played really well tonight.
As Stiles going to bring it up. It's poked away from her, though. Another turnover forced by the Greeneville pressure. Here comes Shaw again, this time swiped, and a foul got called. Gracie Hamilton called for a anticipation foul, and it's 2 more free throws coming for Anna Shaw. And listen, it's part of her game. She's trying to get to the line no matter what.
That time it was just a clean strip, it looked like, from our angle.
Looked to be really good for Hamilton. She doesn't get the call. 4:27 to go. Shaw again doing everything she can to keep her season alive. She sets up at the line, flies it away, and makes another one.
Hey, they're outscoring them by 8. It's now 14-6. They're cutting into the lead. Have made it now a 13-point ball game. They've gotten it as close as 12. If you make this free throw, you get it back there. And the way that they've been able to turn Upperman over here in the fourth quarter, you feel okay about it, your chances.
Second one, no good. Fight for the rebound, and Greeneville wins it. Wide open in the corner for 3, and it's good. Look out. 3-pointer for Kyler Job, her second of the quarter, and it is a 10-point game for the first time since the second quarter. But there's a foul for a hold. This one's going to go on Jordan Swatzel, and it is her 4th.
The lead has only changed twice in this game. Upperman has led for almost 24 minutes of game play.
They got to be careful here, Jacob. 4:12 to go is plenty of time with a 10-point lead.
And have led by as many as 23.
Here comes Butler. Picks up, finds Hamilton inside. Hamilton back to Butler. Right side Hamilton. Now Butler with it. Gracie Butler again sees the lane. Drives and kicks to Delenti. Taylor Delenti for 3. A huge one to regain a 13-point lead. Taylor Delenti. Now on the other end, here's Anna Shaw. 3:45 to go. Looking for an answer for 3. That one no good off the front of the rim. Rebound down to Hamilton. They're fighting for it. Hamilton able to get it away to Delenti. Delenti eyes up the whole way. Stiles ran the floor, but Delenti slows it down. Shaw tries to swipe it. No foul called. Shaw brings it up, drives in, and Hamilton will be called for a foul. And she's got to be very careful. Just chucked the ball in frustration. Anna Shaw goes back to the line. And right now, they are rewarding flopping on this floor.
No, absolutely. On that drive that time, Anna Shaw did not look at the basket. She completely seeked out the contact there inside, and she was credited with getting to the line.
And the first one does go through for Shaw. So she's getting to the line. Oh, never mind. My apologies. She missed it.
Yeah.
It's no good. The next one up. No good. Ball don't lie. Rebound tipped out of play, and it's going to go to Upperman. So 0 for 2 at the line. 58-45 the score. And now Upperman trying to bring it in against the press. They find Mullins. Mullins driving up and a foul. Shaw just flopped again and got an offensive foul called. As Mullins and Gracie Butler's telling the official, Bella Mullins just got called for a personal. It's her fourth when Shaw threw her head back like she had been hit with a brick.
I mean, there's an official standing 2 feet in front of the play that did not call anything. The official that is behind the play with a player in front and cannot see it calls it a foul.
I mean, it has been a flop show in this fourth quarter. Kick out pass here. We got to be better than that, gentlemen. Baseline drive here for Greeneville, and there's a travel possession the other way. Makeup call. It'll go back to Upperman.
No, that one was a travel. She changed her pivot footage. She tried to spin and throw it back outside, and now timeout on the floor.
Coach Watts calls timeout, trying to get one last gasp in them. It's been a good quarter for Greeneville, but Upperman has answered back with a couple of key buckets. Gracie Butler with a tough finish inside, a huge three for Taylor Delenti, which has allowed them to maintain a double-digit lead. If Greeneville could ever get it to single digits, it may get real interesting in here. They haven't been able to get to that point, despite the fact that they are firmly in the bonus. Anna Shaw continues to get to the line.
Well, Upperman is 4 of their last 4 from the field. I mean, they have needed every single one of those shots, a couple of huge ones. And you mentioned Taylor Delenti. She has been massive so far tonight. 18 points on 6 of 8 shooting, and all of them have been from downtown. Gracie Butler has had a huge second half. We mentioned in the first half, she was just 2 of 7 from the field. She is now 4 of 5 in the second half, and she's been really, really good.
Stick around postgame for the Nelson Trophy and screen printing player of the game during the South Willow Auto Clinic postgame show. We'll also have the scoring from this contest. It's 58-45, Upperman with the lead in the ball as Stiles is going to inbound here. And now we have a foul for a hold. I think this one goes on Shaw. We'll see.
Are we sure?
It does not. But it
Adkins.
does go against Adkins, and that is her 4th. So both her and Shaw were trying to shield off as Upperman goes to work with the press. Stiles flips it up. It's tipped, but Butler able to muscle it, and then she is fouled. Glide going to be called for the personal, and Gracie Butler will go 80 feet to the Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate free throw line to shoot 2.
I'll tell you what, Gracie Butler just absolutely battled through all that contact, because that very well could have been a foul called on Adkins again before she was able to get inside. And then even on the pass in there, she has to jump up, get it in between 2 defenders, and able to rip the ball through as she is taking the contact. Gracie Butler has been battling here in this one, and now she's got 17 points, chance to make it 18 or 19.
First one is good for Gracie Butler. So Butler doing what she does, putting the team on her back as Taylor Delenti's added in at 18, and that sophomore pairing, every bit as good as advertised here in this one. Next one for Butler, good, and Upperman's lead is now back up to 15. Time running out on Greeneville with 3:07 to go. Give them all the credit in the world. They threw back a haymaker, but they're running out of time as the ref gets in the way of a tip pass, and Mullins comes away with it. It was going out of bounds anyway. It would have been Upperman basketball. Instead, we just play on. Here's Butler. Butler tries to drive, and there's the foul. As Joe tried to seal it off, she'll be called for the personal. That's her 3rd, and Butler goes back to the line to shoot 2 more with 2:52 to go.
And for Greeneville, that's about all you can do right now, because Upperman's not going to turn over the basketball. You're going to speed them up a little bit. You may be able to get a couple of deflections, but especially when you're on ball, it's going to be so tough against them. Now you just have to keep making your free throws, already up by 15.
First one is good for Gracie Butler, and she is starting to pour it on. 19 points in the ball game tonight. Make it 20 after that one went through. Next one, good. 2 for 2. Cool, calm, and collected. Right side pass goes. 2:45 to go. Now back for Job. Job goes to work. Drives into the low block, and a foul as Delenti tried to reach in there. So a trip to the line for 2 coming here for Kyler Job. 2:37 to go. And, hey, this is a Greeneville team that wasn't really expected to make it back to this point, Jacob. They lost a lot off those teams that went to back-to-back state tournaments. Got to give them a lot of credit for grinding their way to make it back here to the state tournament. A good basketball team. They've got the pieces for the future, kind of similar to Upperman, just on a different level in that a lot of people thought it would be a rebuilding year, and that they're back here in the Murphy Center as Coach Watts is making it a yearly experience for this basketball team. The first one was good for Kyler Job.
There's another fun thing for this Upperman team is you also have head coach Bobby McWilliams behind the bench for Upperman, and Coach Dana just looked over there, and they kind of had a little conversation between the two during those free throws.
As Butler drives up after a second missed free throw. There's Gracie Butler again, slams the brakes, reverses out. Over to Mullins. And now it's time for Four Corners starring the Upperman Lady Bees. 2:23 to go as Mullins picks up the dribble. And now a timeout going to be called by Coach McWilliams as that 5-second clock was inching closer and closer to being a turnover. 2:20 to go. We'll tell you once again about our friend Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. She's been busy as a bee, working on new listings for this spring. Just today, she listed an industrial warehouse zone building and lot in Nashua at 634 Old Ezel Road. It's very close to Nashua International Airport, a great location for a small business or a warehouse operation. You can stay tuned to Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate. If you're in the market for an existing home, a new construction home, residential building lots, or a house and land, for a farm or family compound, Sonja Brown is ready to spring forward to help you with all your real estate needs. Call her today at 931-979-7145. Sonja Brown, the presenting sponsor of our game tonight. Make sure you thank Sonja in the comments, and if you see her, for making it possible for us to be here tonight. 62-46, Lady Bees with a 16-point lead and 2 minutes and 20 seconds away from a return trip to the semis, where they will face off against the winner of South Gibson and Chester County. That's the nightcap here with them. Supposed to be an 8:45 tip-off.
Supposed to.
It's going to be about a 9:30 tip-off here at the Murphy Center.
Yeah, I was just about to say that. It's 8:57 right now. There's still 2:20 to play in this one, and there's going to be a lot of fouls because that's the only way that Greeneville can get back into this basketball game trailing by 18. Or beg your pardon, 16.
Hamilton going to inbound. Maybe a little foreshadowing. We'll have to wait and see. Inbound goes to Butler. Butler working on Atkins, and she is fouled. Gracie Butler going to go to the line to shoot two, trying to ice it away with 2:18 to go, and that's going to be the fifth on Abigail Atkins. Her day is done. So Gracie Butler, the sophomore, up to 21 points in the game. She's 9 of 12 at the line. She's going back here to shoot two more, and Atkins going to get a big hug from her head coach, Annette Watts.
A big thing for Atkins, just a junior this year, so going to be one of the key components to the team's next season.
First free throw is good for Gracie Butler, and she is pouring it on in 12 points so far, or 11 points rather, in this fourth quarter alone. When they came back with a haymaker, she has taken over the basketball game.
Yeah, she's getting it done inside. She's getting through a lot of the contact as well, and she is so strong with the basketball. She is the leader of this team, and she has stepped up and been that leader here in the last 3 weeks or so.
And she doesn't have a flopping gene in her body. She's just trying to muscle through everything. As the kick-out pass goes, they work it around Job, now right side. Swatzel back for Job. Job off a string and to trigger the three. It's online and it's good. That's a tough three. Nicely delivered through for Kyler Job, and timeout called for Greeneville. 1:59 to go, a 15-point deficit. They need a major league miracle, but they're going to fight till the very end.
Yeah, a full timeout taken by them, and I mean they've had the formula here in the fourth quarter so far, but Upperman has started to get back into it. It's 18-15 now, 21-15 here in the fourth quarter, and Greeneville on top. And not too many times that you're going to score 20 or more points on this Upperman defense, but the way that they've been playing, they've been battling back, and for Upperman, they don't score 60 points a whole lot. That's a lot of scoring for them, actually.
Yeah, and the 49 points for Greeneville, I think, not really reflective of how well Upperman's played on the defensive end in this game. They went on that long run to begin this fourth quarter, but they've been very good on the defensive end in this game. Every bit as good as they've been the last couple of weeks, despite allowing more points than they've allowed. That's a reflection of where you are. You're playing great teams in the state tournament. They know how to score. They know how to get to the line, and you're going to see that throughout. But they were still very solid on the defensive end tonight.
Well, and when you're Greeneville and you're playing from behind and you only have, 13, 12 points at halftime, 13 points at halftime, you're going to be putting out everything that you have in the second half, trailing by quite a bit, and you come out in the second half, you throw everything that you can out there against that defense. They've come out aggressive defensively. They've come out aggressive offensively. You're going to score more points just because you're throwing everything you can, and for Upperman, they're just trying to take care of the basketball. They're just trying to get to the semifinals at this point.
Hamilton going to inbound from the baseline here. It's a 15-point game. He gets it into Bella Mullins. Mullins with her eyes up finds the point forward Styles. Delenti is wide open, and now they will kill the clock. Back out for Butler. Gracie Butler one-on-one, creating more space to reset that 5-second clock. Now picks up the dribble. Fires back over for Bella Mullins in the middle of that MTSU logo at half court. Mullins goes to work off the dribble. Now reverses floor for Hamilton. Kicks over Delenti. Wide open again for three. No good. Why not? Thought that one was going to fall through to be the clincher. 90 seconds to play. Here comes Greeneville. Shaw trailing by 15. Shaw flips back behind. Job with it. Job now right side. Stepping through, Delenti nearly got the steal. Job back with it. Puts up the three. May have been blocked. We'll see because it goes out of play. Now say it wasn't. It goes to Upperman with 1:15 to go in regulation.
Upperman has only been at 60 points 4 times this season, the most that they've scored on the season, 72 points against South Green in Elizabethton when they played in the tournament, or I beg your pardon, in Greeneville when they played the tournament out there.
As Hamilton sends back to Mullins, still pressing Greeneville. Ahead to Butler. She got hit up high a little bit.
Called a travel.
They called a travel. Possession back the other way with 1:06 to go. Everybody in the gym thought it was a foul.
Even the other officials, by the way, who went to the free throw line to give Gracie Butler free throws.
So now it'll go the other way. 1:06 to go. It's 64-49.
That's when you know you made the wrong call.
Thank God it wasn't close tonight. 1:06 to go. Inbound play comes as Joe Shaw with it. She sends over right side. Now Lyde. 1 minute to play. Lyde puts up the jumper. No. Rebound down. Grabbed by Butler. Butler working against the defender. Shaw stays with her. Butler gets around. Gracie Butler just muscling her way up the floor. Now kicks back. The Chester County student section is yelling more than the Upperman students
That's
are.
because they've left. The Upperman students have gone.
That's true. The Bees got to go to practice, I'm sure. They left as Mullins is going to go to the line here to shoot.
Well, not only that, a lot of them were baseball players, and then, of course, the boys basketball players. The boys basketball players are sticking around, but baseball, they do have to get back because they got some games.
First free throw is no good. They did postpone the game that was scheduled for tonight, of course, at Monterey, so their season opener will be on Monday night for the Bees baseball team in Rutherford County. They play a couple of games back-to-back here in Rutherford County. Mullins goes 0 for 2 at the line. That's one area that Upperman will try to improve at the charity stripe. 41 seconds to go in the ball game as Shaw has it here. Time ticking away. Errant pass stolen by Bella Stiles. Delenti gives back to Butler. 32 seconds. Step number 1 about to be accomplished as Dana McWilliams going to empty the bench and get her seniors in. Kennedy Delenti, Sierra Nash to the table. Darcy Hickey there as well. 20 seconds to go. Mullins sends over left side Hamilton. 15 seconds. Hamilton. And now they will have a timeout, and Coach McWilliams is simply doing it. And here we go. Maggie Butler is going to get to check into the game. Coach McWilliams doing it to get Butler, who tore her ACL in the summer, was going to be a starter for this team. And now she gets a big hug from her teammates as she checks in for the first time. Maggie Butler into the game for Upperman, along with all the seniors for the Lady Bees. And Butler going to run and inbound this basketball. She was producing for us in Greeneville and in Florida, and now this is cool. Big chance from the Chester County student section. That's awesome. Butler gets it into Stiles, and Stiles will hold. 5 seconds left. Awesome moment here in the ball game, and a big-time victory for the Lady Bees. Final score tonight, Upperman 64, Greeneville 49. The Lady Bees victorious as we welcome you into the South Willow Auto Clinic post-game show. The South Willow Auto Clinic, your hometown auto doctors. Jacob Vincent, business as usual. Once again for the Lady Bees, they're moving on to the semis.
Yeah, and before we get there, a really cool moment afterwards. Gracie and Maggie hugging afterwards. Obviously, they've been through a lot this season, so great to see both of them on the court tonight. But like we talked about throughout the broadcast, the Upperman Lady Bees, even before the game, they expect to be in this situation. They expect to be playing in the quarterfinals. Not only do they expect to be playing in it, they expect to be moving on into the semifinals, and they're moving on to the semifinals once more. The loss in the quarterfinals last year was the first time in 4 tournaments that they had lost a game here in the Glass House. They get the win tonight, and they're going to have a good chance against the team that they're going to get in the semifinals coming up tomorrow as well.
They will get the winner of the next game here on this floor. South Gibson at 20-15 against Chester County, who's 27-5. That game will be tomorrow night at 8:45 p.m. And, of course, we will have audio broadcast coverage of it here from the Murphy Center. Scoring from the game for the Lady Bees is as follows. Gracie Butler pours it on. 12 points in the fourth quarter alone, 23 in the game, 18 all from behind the arc for Taylor Delenti. 6 points tonight for Bella Stiles, 5 for Sadie South, 4 for Bella Mullins, and 2 for Ella Harrell. 6 for Bella Stiles, if I didn't mention that one. I think I did, but regardless, for a team total of 64. It's time for the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game, Jacob Vincent. Who's it going to tonight?
It's going to be Gracie Butler tonight. Taylor Delenti got the scoring started for him, but Gracie Butler really stepped up in the second half, and especially whenever Greeneville was making their run in that fourth quarter, she had to step up. She had to hit some free throws, and she was able to play some good defense, take care of the basketball. And Gracie Butler, a great game, 23 points and 11 of 14 from the free throw line as well. Even any time that Greeneville was able to make a run, Gracie Butler was able to thwart that run by knocking down free throws.
When you flash back to last season, you remember there was a moment at the end where Gracie Butler appeared to be the next big thing in the Upper Cumberland. Yep. She burst onto the scene, had a slow start this year for reasons that we all understand. She has turned it on and is regaining superstar form at the right time for the Lady Bees, as she is once again the Nelson Trophy and Screen Printing Player of the Game. 3 broadcast games tomorrow, along with coverage on UpperCumberlandReporter.com. Pickett County against Wayne County in a huge single-A semifinal. Then York Institute gets Gibson County in a 2A semifinal. We'll round out the night at 8:45 with Upperman against the winner of our next game, South Gibson against Chester County. All live on the main UCR Facebook page and YouTube channel. We hope you'll join us then. More coverage to come to the website. Tune in. Thank you very much to Sonja Brown with American Way Real Estate for being a presenting sponsor of tonight's game. We appreciate her, as I'm sure all of you do as well. Final score tonight, Upperman moving on again. 64-49, they defeat Greeneville in the first round of the Class 3A state tournament. I'm Noah McKay for